Happy Friday, dear friends. Of all the ways that we can describe the period of time that we're currently living, perhaps there's none as appropriate as the age of anxiety. Aren't we all kind of suffering from this? Challenged by a lack of inner calm, of just tension, almost like always ready to boil over? What does Judaism have to say about anxiety? So Norman Lamb explains that Judaism has one response. There's many responses, but one in particular that I want to point to. That's called hishtavut hanefesh. In English, that means equanimity, stability, just keeping on an even keel spiritually and psychologically. The age of anxiety, what is the way to get equanimity and stability, hishtavut hanefesh? The answer, my friends, is one word, and that's faith. Faith means that no matter how great things are going or how poorly things are going, temptations of affluence or threats of adversity are treated the same, because we realize, a person of faith realizes that it all comes from the same source, from God. So whatever happens to somebody, they're not going to get too high, they're not going to get too low. And I think that this idea is beautifully illustrated in this week's Parsha when we talk about the end of the life of Sara, our great matriarch. It says, these are the years of Sara, 127 years, these are the years of Sara. So the Torah repeats in the same verse, these are the years of Sara twice. Why? So Rashi explains that all of the years of Sara were equally for the good. Equally for the good? Rabbi Aaron Levine asks, I don't understand, that's not true. How could Rashi say that all of Sarah's years were equally for the good? They weren't. She had times when she was incredibly unstable. She had to leave her homeland when she was young. She and her husband went down to Egypt during a famine. She got kidnapped by the Pharaoh there. She got taken while she was a married woman to the house of Avimelech. There were many challenges throughout her life. She didn't have a child until she was 90. And don't think that her life was all bad. In fact, her life had extreme highs as well. Sarah had amassed a great fortune and had great power, great wealth, great success. She merited to have a child at the age of 90. How could you say they were all good? There were some days that were great and some days that were really terrible. And Rav Levine explains so beautifully that no, this is what makes Sarah Sarah. This is what makes her our matriarch. Sarah always remained even keel. Sara always remained a person of faith. Through everything, through the good, she didn't get tempted to lose herself, to feel like she was self-made, she didn't need God anymore, she had it all. And when she was going through adversity, when she was sitting there being taken by Pharaoh and by Avimelech, she didn't lose herself either. That threat to her didn't make her lose her faith. She always remained even keel and stable. And isn't that a lesson that we all can really take home for ourselves? When you walk into a room, there are some people you can just tell they have an inner calm. They just have an inner stability, an inner feeling that they're going to be okay. And those people, I think, on a deep level, their hishtavut hanefesh, their stability comes from having faith that whatever happens, whatever is said to them or about them, at the end of the day, it won't affect them, because everything happens from God. Everything comes from a source of God who loves us, who cares for us, who will do anything for us. And that love that we feel, that faith that we feel in our Creator, can help us overcome the anxiety that's so prevalent these days, and we can hopefully try to emulate our great matriarch Sara and have that faith and overcome the anxiety. And I wish you all a peaceful Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for listening to the Masorah Minute.